This is Dan Seifert with MobileBurn.com, and this is a look at the Samsung Galaxy S Blaze 4G for T-Mobile. The Samsung Galaxy S Blaze 4G for T-Mobile is a bit of a retro-designed Android phone, and I don't just mean because of its striking similarity to a Bold 9700 from BlackBerry. The front features a 4-inch WVGA Super AMOLED display. It's a non-plus display, unlike what's found on the Galaxy S2 models, which is why this is branded as a Galaxy S. It has 480 by 800 pixels of resolution, and colors are very vibrant and sharp. However, I did notice that there's noticeable color shift when you tilt it just to the side. Dead on, you can see a neutral color, but if you tilt it just to an angle, you can see a purple shifting there. Thanks to the 4-inch display, the Galaxy S Blaze 4G is nice to use in one hand. You can easily reach all four corners of the screen without straining too hard. And it's a bit different of an experience than what we're used to from these 4.5-inch or even larger displays on most Android smartphones these days. The phone itself is about 11.6 millimeters thick, and it weighs about 122 grams, so it's not too thick and not too heavy. The rear cover does have a nice soft touch grippy feel on the back cover here, and it's also where the 5-megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash is. Up front we've got a 1.3 megapixel camera for front-facing images, but there is no notification light, as is commonly the case with most Samsung smartphones. Down below the screen you've got your standard capacitive keys for menu, home, back, and search. And at the bottom of the phone is the micro USB charging and syncing port. One interesting note here is that the micro SD card slot is on the outside of the phone instead of underneath the battery cover. Preloaded comes with a 4GB micro SD card, and there's also 4GB of internal storage. The slot itself supports cards up to 32GB in capacity. Underneath the rear cover, we've got a 1750 mAh battery that Samsung says is good for about 9.6 days of standby or 7 hours of talk time. In our test, the battery does last pretty much the whole day, even if you are connected to T-Mobile's 4G HSPA Plus network. The battery itself does have near-field communications built in, and T-Mobile has included a tags application with the Galaxy S Blaze 4G so that you can take advantage of it. Unfortunately, there isn't too much you can do right now with NFC tags, and don't expect to use Google Wallet with this. So it's something that will probably be getting more use at some point in the future. Under the hood, though, is really where the Galaxy S Blaze 4G shines. It's got the same 1.5 GHz dual-core Snapdragon processor that's found in the bigger Galaxy S2 for T-Mobile, and it also supports T-Mobile's 42 megabit per second HSPA Plus network, so it's got speed to spare. The Blaze 4G runs Android 2.3.6 Gingerbread, and like the Galaxy S2 line of phones, it's got the same TouchWiz 4.0 interface from Samsung. Speed has never been an issue with the Galaxy S Blaze 4G in my tests. Everything is very fast and snappy, and the phone reacts to a touch very quickly. It's actually quite impressive. Unfortunately, T-Mobile hasn't loaded tons of crapware on this phone. There are just loads of T-Mobile specific applications, and you can see a lot of these preloaded widgets here right out of the box. Some of the apps are actually useful, like many people will appreciate having Facebook installed or maybe the Netflix client, but there are just so many apps that will never get a second look aside from just when you first open the box. Fortunately, there is about 1 GB of storage available for your own applications, so T-Mobile's bloatware apps don't take up the entire storage of the phone. Browsing the web on the Galaxy S Blaze 4G really is a pleasure thanks to the Blaze's 1.5 GHz dual-core processor and 1 GB of RAM. Pages load very quickly, and panning and zooming once a page is loaded is very smooth as well. Despite the fact that the Blaze 4G has a 4-inch display as opposed to the 4.5-inch or larger displays that other Galaxy S2 models have, the amount of information displayed is about the same, so it really doesn't provide that much different of a browsing experience. As you can see here, scrolling is very fast, pinch to zoom is very smooth, and double tap to zoom works as well. You can browse in both landscape and portrait modes. And Samsung's browser interface allows you to pinch out to open up a new window. The browser does support Adobe Flash, so you can play embedded Flash videos, as we see here. The 5-megapixel camera on the Blaze 4G is not as high resolution as the 8-megapixel model on the Galaxy S2 models, but it is still pretty impressive. It's very fast to focus. You've got tap to focus, as you can see here. You've got the same amount of controls available to you as the Galaxy S2 phones, including the quick shortcuts that you can add here. And images themselves are actually pretty impressive. Colors are very vibrant and saturated, and there's plenty of detail to be found here. For video, you are limited to 720p at the maximum resolution, unlike the Galaxy S2 models that are capable of recording 1080p. Still, video on the Galaxy S Blaze 4G is pretty impressive. It offers refocusing while shooting, and you can actually zoom while recording as well, which you can't do with many phones when they record in 1080p. So that's our look at the T-Mobile Galaxy S Blaze 4G by Samsung. The Blaze 4G is a smaller smartphone with only a 4-inch display, and it features a Super AMOLED display instead of a Super AMOLED Plus screen. However, under the hood, it's got a 1.5 GHz dual-core processor and support for T-Mobile's 42 megabit per second HSPA Plus network, provided that you actually live in a market that is supported by it. Right now, T-Mobile says there's about 181 markets that have access to the higher speed data, but unless you live inside of a metro or near a major metropolitan area, you probably won't be able to see the super high-speed network. Still, the phone is actually a pleasure to use. It's very fast, feels great in the hand, and is a great size thanks to its smaller screen. The 5 megapixel camera offers impressive photos, even though they are a smaller resolution than what we're used to on other phones, and video at 720p is also very impressive. The T-Mobile Galaxy S Blaze 4G will be available nationwide on March 28th for about $149.99 with a new contract, but there are select stores that are actually selling it now. So there you go. That's the T-Mobile Galaxy S Blaze 4G by Samsung. This is Dan Seifert with MobileBurn.com. Thanks for watching.